Hey, how you doing? My name is Shailesh and this is Kafka in Containers here on osgroup-techies. Prerequisites for today's session: Ansible, Linux containers, or any container virtualization technology, or even virtual machine will do. So let's get started. So we already checked, we have Ansible and we have LXD. The second step is let's clone the repo. So to clone it, let's open our browser, go to GitHub, locate the repo, that is k8s-elk. This is a public repo. You too can clone it. I'll be posting the link of this repo in the video description. So now we're going to clone that repo. So before cloning it, we are going to make a separate directory called Kafka demo. So let's do make dir Kafka demo, and let's go inside the demo directory. For that we do cd. Now we clone it. So git clone and the clone URL. So we have our repository cloned. Now set the role. So before doing everything, the first prerequisite is we have cloned the repo. We have to make sure that our Ansible knows where to search the roles for. So for that, in Ansible in roles, that's a place where roles are kept. So you just find the relative path, copy the path, go to the Ansible CFG file and locate roles underscore path, and go to the end of the file line, put colon and append the path which you copied. So we're done. So now the fourth step is create a container. So let's see what containers we have. LX list, we have one container. So let's create another container. I do it by using lc. So that's the alias to Linux launch LXC launch Ubuntu 16.04. So by default it will be provisioning a 16.04 container for me. So I am using Ubuntu 16.04. So till that creates, this is the place where your role is located in Ansible subfolder. So as you can see, our container is being created and it is having a good name called Intense Shepherd. So I really like this naming convention of the Linux containers. So I usually don't give the name for the new Linux containers. So let's now the third and the next step is let's set the inventory. So inventory is like where we are setting the target machines. So this is a file which you can create by yourself. I have already created in my repo. So you create in that, go inside that file and put the IP of the target machine. So that is the target machine is Intense Shepherd. So so we are all set to fire Ansible and get our Kafka running. So wait, before that we need to make sure that target machine is having Python installed. So because Ansible requires Python. So let's go inside the container. So that we do by using lxc exec and the name of the container, and then give a bash. Bash is a shell which you're going to work on. So as you can see, there is no Python installed. So you install it by Python apt install Python minimal, and that will get you Python on that machine. So we have Python install, that is 2.7. That would do for this session. So that's a little check. Now we clear it. I think so. It is good. Now we are in state. We can fire it. So before that, let's check what are the processes running. We can see only SSH is running on that container. So now let's go ahead and check what is there in my playbook. So this is a sample playbook you can create by yourself. So here I am just attaching a role called Kafka. So that Kafka role is there in the repo. So Ansible playbook name and -i host. So -i is like inventory. So this is how my playbook starts. Oops, there's some problem. That means permission denied. So we forgot to actually connect the users. So I mean, like, the server is reachable, but there is no user configured. So how do I do that? It's very simple. You just copy your public key from the Ansible controller to the authorized key for, of the target machine. So just cat.ssh idrsapub is the place where your public key is located for your current user called Shailesh Thakur. Let's go inside the container. Intent shepherd, we are in vim.ssh, an authorized key. We paste it and we WQ. We save it and exit. Now we should be good to go. Yeah, let's have our fingers crossed. Okay, so oh wait, why it is installing Java? Yeah, it's installing Java because Java is a prerequisite for Kafka. And how does the Kafka knows that Java is a prerequisite for it, and how it is actually resolving it? Because I nowhere mentioned Java. Yeah, so that is done by a meta feature in Ansible role. So you go inside the folder called metadata. It's a meta folder, and inside that I have a defined dependency that is Java, and then that's the place from where it is picking up. And I have already written another role called Java, which is inside the same folder Ansible roles. So as you can see, there is one small bug. I have my playbook running and I have things successfully done, but first of all, there is a small bug. I guess my Kafka is starting first and there is a handler running after again. So that should not be. Let's go ahead and fix it here itself. So we'll go inside roles, Kafka obviously, task, and let's see the main.yaml, what is there in it. So in this, I think I have used two tasks to debug. I'm going to comment it out and I'm going to push this change to the repo so that this problem doesn't occur to you. Yeah, so let's go ahead and comment it out. How do you comment in Vim? You just do Control V in your command mode and Shift I and then give the asterisk and escape. That's it. So we have fixed the issue. Now we shall run it again, and ideally now it should not be a problem. So yeah, so when we ran last time, we saw our Kafka was already up, but we had no topics. So let's go and check. Now let's do netstart and PLNT. We can see our Kafka is running on 9092. This is the best way to check whether your service is up or not. And your zookeeper is on 2181. So let's try to create some topics inside Kafka. Yeah, so how do you do that? Let's go to the place where we have a Kafka installs. It's there in user local Kafka installs and the Kafka directory. In that we have a bin, and in this bin folder we have all the binaries and all SSH files necessary for Kafka. So we use this binary called Kafka topics.sh. We use -- create option with -- zookeeper localhost at 2181. And we use another option called -- replication controller. Factor. Sorry to mix up. Its replication controller is coming from Kubernetes. Yeah. So and partition 1. Replication factor is only 1 because there is only one node, and partition 1, and topic name is osgroup-techies. So kind of promotion here. Yeah. So we have a topic being created. Let's create one more topic. Few more topics. Kafka demo. Oops, I think I used two different types. So either you use underscore or you use hyphen. That's the best practice. Yeah. In this demo, I'm not explaining what is Kafka because the main motto, main reason behind creating this demo is for people, for developers. They want to create a disposable infrastructure. This is the way they can, and then I think people who are actually trying to install Kafka, they better know Kafka. Yeah, so we fixed it and we are rerunning it. We have created 3 topics, and I should see three topics. So one, the best thing about Ansible is I'm not actually also going to explain you what Ansible is. The best thing about Ansible is idempotency. We already saw things, the tasks which were already successfully executed, and then if there is no change, they don't get disturbed. Yeah. So guys, as you can see, the few features of this role is that we have a fully managed Kafka with the service files and with your all the configuration related files created and templated. So ideally you don't find Kafka being installed in this way. You have to write it custom, you have to download it, and there is a like I have not found deb file for this. If it is there, you can do it. And one more good feature of this role is that you can just plug the version. You could just pass a hyphen scala var or hyphen Kafka var, two variables, and you can override the version and it will install this same version for you. Yeah, so guys, I'm like open for PRs. Please raise a PR for any improvements. This role is only focused on a basic installation with everything in place. You can go ahead and tweak every property and use this role. Yeah, so don't use this in production, and this is only for development purpose. And maybe in future I will be adding a few features of creating topics and adding Kafka manager and also handling it properly. So yeah, currently I mean, this is like it will have your Kafka running, and you can go ahead and see, you can go ahead and use Kafka service, you can go ahead and use Zookeeper service, you can use zonalctl to debug your application with your service, as I have already created a video on zonalctl, like what are these few use